Let's talk about shot shells. Shot shells have a variety of uses from personal defense, target shooting, to hunting. So we have Ben here. Ben's gonna walk us through some of this stuff. This is a box of 12 gauge Winchester. So what is that actually telling me?
So on any of these boxes, we're gonna have a lot of different information on here, but it's all key to you being able to figure out what you need for your different end use that you're looking for. So like you said, 28 gauge on all these boxes, or you have a 12 gauge box there. It says 12 gauge in that particular location. This one's 28 gauge. We've got boxes with 20 gauge on there as well as 410.
And that's going to refer to your specific firearm, right?
Correct, correct.
So the next number we have here is 2 3/4. So what is that telling me?
That's just telling you the length of the shell.
Okay. So, and that has to refer to the length of the bore of the shotgun that shell can go into,
yeah,
right?
So some shotguns are capable of shooting different length shells. It'll be on the barrel, it'll tell you. Typically, they're all gonna be able to shoot 2 3/4 inch, but some are gonna be able to shoot 3 inch and 3.5 inch as well.
Okay, very cool. So the next number we have is velocity. This one says 1145. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that that's how fast those pellets are coming out of your barrel?
Correct. And that velocity will often vary depending upon whether it's a target load, a waterfowl load, or even within target loads, we may have various velocities just trying to hit a certain end use within target shooting. So like handicap loads have a higher velocity than say just your standard trap and skeet load.
Okay, awesome. And then our ounces, this one says 1 1/8.
Yeah, so that's the weight of your entire payload. So when we're dumping shot in there, we're making sure we're staying within a certain weight. So oftentimes you'll see things in those ounce increments. So 1 ounce, ounce and 1/8, maybe ounce and 3/4. It just kind of depends again on the end use, how much shot we put in there.
Okay, and then the last number we have is our shot number. This one says 5, I know this one said 8. So what are the differences between these two?
That's a good question. Shot size can sometimes be one of those things that gets a little confusing. The smaller the number, the bigger the shot is. So like number 9 shot, that's one of our smallest, and that's gonna be only used for like say skeet shooting or something like that. When you start stepping up into waterfowl products where typically you have to use a lead-free option like steel, steel is less dense, so you got to get bigger pellets to be able to deliver as much energy. So those pellets, you're going to see like number 2 all the way up into BB size shot, which is much, much bigger than what you're going to find in target loads.
Awesome, and then we have some examples on here of what our wads are. Are these the same? Are they different? What's going on here with these wads?
So these are very similar. These are for lead shot products. So this is a AA style wad, we call it. And these go into pretty much all of our target loads. You can see there's a hinge section here, and this is where your payload of shot. So let's say it's 1 ounce and 1/8 is gonna go up in the top here. And the rest of the shell is really filled up with this hinge and with this powder. And so this is gonna go into a 2 3/4 inch shell. This one here is actually used in upland game. So you can kind of see how this hinge is much shorter. That shorter hinge allows for us to put more shot above. And then that way we can get to say 1 ounce and 3/8 to 1 ounce and 5/8 of shot, which is what you need, say something on like a pheasant. You need more shot, you need more energy than you do say on clay targets.
When shot comes out the end of the barrel, why is that important that we have that wad in our shot shell?
Yeah, so the wad helps to protect the shot while it's in the barrel. This cushioning actually helps to keep that shot from smashing upon itself when you shoot it and it sets back. Sometimes that shot will want to flatten against each other. The wad kind of helps protect that. And as it leaves the muzzle, that wad opens up and that pattern starts to open up. So if you can see here, the shot pattern or the shot payload really starts in this small little diameter here. And as it comes out of the shell, it spreads out a bunch. And some of that spread can be basically manipulated by your choke. So the end of your shotgun, unlike other rifles, pistols, things like that, there's a choke at the end of that. And when you buy a shotgun, it comes with various chokes. Those chokes can help manipulate that shot pattern to where it can open it up or tighten it up, depending upon what you need.
When most people think about shotgun shells, they're thinking about something that's got a big pattern of ammunition that's coming out. but there's also something else called buckshot. So what is buckshot?
Yeah, so like you're saying, some people call it bird shot or just standard shot. That's kind of like your target loads. Buckshot are much larger pellets. So within a buckshot load, you may only have like 9 pellets versus a target load might have 200 plus. Another thing is slugs. So shotguns can actually have slugs in them, which is a single projectile. And typically they're for smooth bore, but we also make rifled barrel slugs for rifled barrel shotguns. So very, very versatile. There's so many different things you can do with a shotgun shell, because when you look at it, there's just a lot of space there to put a lot of cool different things in there. And throughout time, there's been a lot of engineering done on shot shells and shot shell products.
But not all shotguns can shoot slugs, right?
Well, most shotguns are capable of shooting slugs, but you want to make sure that you couple the slug with your barrel, meaning you don't want to take a sabot slug, they're called, and shoot that through a smooth bore. You won't get very good accuracy out of that. Those are designed to spin that sabot and bullet up. Okay. Your standard smooth bore slug, though, you can shoot that through really just about any barrel and it's gonna work. But you just kind of want to look at the back of the box will typically tell you on a slug what type of barrel you can shoot with that particular ammunition.
So to give a simple summary of shot shells or buckshot, how would you say that? How would you sum that up?
I would say shot shells are very versatile, but for the most part, when you're wanting to shoot at something smaller and close, you want something with smaller shot and smaller pellets. And if you're trying to shoot something that's bigger, like a turkey or something, or waterfowl, you're gonna need bigger pellets, more velocity, more payload.